Hi, art historians. Welcome back. I am recording you a week 5 summary video. First and foremost, I would like to say greetings from Egypt. I am currently in Cairo right now, and we just spent the day going to the pyramids. I did go inside one of them. It was awesome, and I will include pictures with my video. And we also got the chance to get on a camel, so I'll have pictures of that as well, in addition to some other photos that I really enjoyed. But I wanted to quickly summarize what we just covered in week 5. So this week we learned about Rome part 1 and 2, which included the Republic, Pompeii, Early Empire, High Empire, Nabateans, and then the Late Empire. And then we began our journey with the Arts of Asia part 1, where we explored the Yang Shao, Shang, and San Shangdui dynasties. So I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about these areas of art history. I'm going to talk about some quiz questions that might have been a little confusing for you all, as well as give credit to some awesome discussion posts. So let's start with the quiz first. On quiz 8, I noticed that a lot of people had some different responses in regards to what style the Pantheon was done in. And unfortunately, the neoclassical, Gothic, and Baroque timeframes have not actually occurred yet, so that answer did need to be classical there. And then when we take a look at quiz 9, some of you had chosen some other responses in regards to what primary architectural feature is of the Basilica Nova. And the question response that is correct for that one is apse. While there is, huge domes and atriums and colonnades and things of these Roman type buildings happening, the apse is actually where the huge sculpture of Constantine was located. So that is in the Western Apse. And so that is why that correct answer is correct. So let's talk about our discussion. Some really great posts this week, folks. I really enjoyed reading through and responding. So I want to give Lauren F. some credit. You discussed the Colosseum, and you wrote that it was a beautiful reflection of labor and skills, and I could not agree more. The Colosseum itself is a really, really amazing experience to get to be inside, especially because the original floor is now missing, so we can see all of those, underneath caverns where they would store any of their armor or battle gear or maybe some of the animals that they would fight. But it is a really interesting conversation that surrounds the Colosseum when you think about our version of entertainment today. So Jesse, Brian, and Allison also expanded on this topic, and Jesse wrote that the Colosseum was full of violence and all of these really intense and bloody events. And how would that translate today? Because we do have these sporting events that test strength, and there are some very violent sports out there as well, but not to the point where we attempt to do away with other human beings. So it is really interesting to think about what were these people feeling as they were watching these really violent battles between gladiators or different warriors and maybe animals and lions and tigers and bears. And so it's also interesting to think about how today and we have these battles of strength and with the UFC, and I wonder if, at thinking about the Colosseum and how all of that violence was so present in that entertainment industry, I guess you could say, and now we've kind of lessened it, if that is the trend that'll be going towards the future. And so the three of you had such a really lively conversation about this topic that I really appreciated. And then we have Chloe. You had talked about the San Shangdui standing figure and compared him to a pencil, which I absolutely totally loved, and I liked that you also pointed out the different features on the standing figure that makes him look like a pencil. For example, you wrote that the really thin body represents the shape of a pencil, the patterned skirt, and the puffy hat was kind of like an eraser, and I think this was such a cool analogy. Whenever we're able to connect ancient art history to things today, I feel like that's really, really special and keeps the topic and the pieces really relevant. So awesome job there. And then we have Maddie, who talked about the Arch of Constantine and the symbolism and the political propaganda. It is so intense that they were building these huge, giant construction pieces of arches that really were just to commemorate all the success and battle that these emperors were going out and working towards. So definitely agree with your assessment there. And last but not least, we have Jonalyn, who wrote about the Treasury of Petra. And I really liked that you included a little bit of a tidbit of some stories that we don't actually get to always read about. Art history is just a really, really deep and long-winded topic at times, and we can't explore everything with the short amount of time that we have. So the fact that you had brought up this rumor about how there was an urn located on the front of the treasury, and there are actually visible gunshots in there, which is the story of how someone had tried to potentially find the maybe hidden treasure within that little tiny space there. So great job all around, folks. Since I am a little bit busier this week than normal, I apologize. I haven't totally finished all of your grading for week 5 yet, but I am on top of it and working very quickly. I have about half of what I wanted to get done now, so I'm going to get to work on that tonight and hopefully get those grades to you. But in the meantime, I did finish all of your writing assignments, and I want to congratulate you all. I really loved all of the different items that you all talked about in regards to the art repatriation. If you lost points, it was only just for, not following formatting or not really kind of expanding those paragraphs enough and giving me some more details about why you fell the way that you did. So, but otherwise, really, really amazing job, everybody. We do have another writing assignment coming up for week 6, so keep that in mind if you would like to complete it. But what I also want you to focus on and think about now for your future planning is that you do have a formal analysis paper due at the end of week 7. And folks, this is not an optional assignment. You get a 0 for this. It is a 0 going into your grades. So you need to complete the formal analysis paper. If you are not quite as local and have some questions about how to approach this, please feel free to reach out via email. You know I will always clarify whatever I can. So in the meantime, folks, thank you all so much for your patience as I've been really, really busy getting ready to be here. And I really also appreciate your patience as I get kind of wrapped up on that grading for week 5. So I have now also opened up the modules for week 6. Apologies, I was remiss in getting those ready to go for you for this morning. Time changes is messing me up a little bit over here. It is currently, almost 6 o'clock at night, so I bet you're kind of in the middle of your day right now. But anyway, great job so far, everybody. Really awesome work. Remember, making sure those note sheets are turned in, discussions are filled out, and please, please, please use that template for your self-guided explorations. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, everybody, I will see you all again in a week. Bye!